with a plan grid sheet set, you can create a grid style. The grid style is assigned to the sheet set when you create it, and or you can go into the properties and assign it under here under grid settings. So you can see I can either use none or a scale grid. So if I set it to none, you'll see that it won't display on my sheets when I rebuild them. So if I go back to my Project Explorer, right click and rebuild these sheets, you'll see it's going to rebuild the sheets and it's not going to apply that plan grid. So if I come back and pick on sheet 1 here, you'll see the grid is no longer there. But that grid, if we go ahead and set it back, we'll go back to properties here and we'll set it to scale grid and we'll rebuild again. Just rebuild those sheets. It's going to update all the sheets that I have here, and it's going to put in this these grid labels. Now these grid labels you have control, and the way that you create those or work with the control, go to that sheet, is to create the grid style. So you can see up here, if I look up in this corner, I've got my labels for my northing and my easting, and I got my grid lines. So if I go to the grid style manager, what I can do is I can come in here and manipulate, how that grid is drawn, whether the major or minor lines are drawn. Do I want to draw tick marks? Do I want to draw what layer I want those to be on? Do I want them solid, dashed, or dots? Again, all the properties are controlled through this grid style manager. Same thing with the labels. You can see here that I can have X labels and my Y axis labels, and set up a template where right now it's just pulling in the X and Y values, but you can put in additional information in here. So if I wanted the N for the X and an E for the easting for the, for the E for the X or the easting, and a Y or N for the northing, I could go ahead and put that in. So if I wanted to, here I could put an N with a space, and then I could put an E over here for my easting, and basically I can align it to the sheet or align it or not align it to the sheet as well. So you can see the N is being applied to that. So as soon as I click out of it, you'll see that the E gets applied to the easting values. So you modify the grid style manager, you have a grid style, and you can assign that grid style to a plan grid sheet set.